What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pat's Chat. I'm Doug Kide, joined as always by Michael Hurley. Michael, how are you doing on this Monday night at 8:14 p.m. with Bill Belichick gracing your television screen?
I'm doing great. I can tell everyone this now because it's already happened. We're in the past. I'm not really an off-season guy, Doug, when it comes to the NFL. I'm an all sports guy. So like I like the sports more than the not sports. So I think
Feels like
you're
a
gonna
big week for you.
yeah, so not to besmirch summer me, but I think you're gonna get a better me now and going forward because it's football season, and that is an exciting thing.
Is that even possible to get a better you? Well, we'll see. But I'm
Scary thought, I
excited
know.
for it.
Yeah. It's week
I
one. It's week one.
It is week. It is officially week one. Week one is upon us, and we'll get into it. But I think let's start off going chronological, not fully chronological, but the Patriots have made some changes since we last
Yeah,
podcasted with Labor
borderline
Day weekend.
borderline emergency pod status Friday. Borderline emergency pod, but we resisted the urge smartly, I
Yeah.
think.
And even beyond that, we saw Kendrick Bourne released. We saw Javon Baker released. And then Jabrill Peppers released on Friday. That was the big surprise. Um, it's one that like usually I can figure out what the Patriots are thinking on things and like I can predict their moves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This one definitely caught me by surprise, even though Peppers played in that final preseason game, which I thought at the time was not a great sign. Mike Vrabel kind of like led us on a different trail. We were like, no, we just want to see him next to Craig Woodson. But
Well, it also
yeah,
came a week after he was enjoying a peanut butter sandwich, like just
right.
totally veteran captain type personality on the sideline in the second preseason game.
Yeah, against the Vikings. When he was kind of banged up going to that game, but still seemed like no one felt safer on the roster than Jabril Peppers on that one. Then he started taking some more second team reps. Looked like he had fallen behind Jalen Hawkins and Craig Woodson on the depth chart. But like, if you had asked me a week ago, like literally 1 week ago, who has a better chance of, or like, if you told me a week ago, Jabril Peppers gets cut and Kyle Duggar stays on the roster, I would have been like, "You nuts! You're nuts! That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
it's a wild thing to like. If anything, I guess both could be cut because Duggar was even below Peppers on the depth chart.
right, but to if you knew at the time that that was an either or scenario, you'd be like, well, Peppers has trade value. He doesn't make a lot of money. He's a good player.
Right?
There
Yeah,
are
it
teams
does
that would,
certainly more trade value. Yeah,
and we're talking a late round pick. We're not talking a franchise altering thing, but to get nothing for him feels like bad roster management for a team that probably can't afford bad roster management. And I was doing, not to brag, I was doing a Portland radio interview
wow,
the day before cuts, I want to say. So yeah, it's
huge.
not a big deal. The state of Maine was like, Mike Hurley, tell us your secrets. And I was like, okay. And I was asked what you're always asked around that time, like, who's a
Yeah,
surprise cut candidate? And my answer was, this team is not good enough to
right.
have surprise cuts. Like
Yeah,
they aren't in a position to cut talent. And so you heard after it, well, scheme. It's like, okay, what happens to your scheme if a rookie fourth round safety is not as good as you think he is? And if Jalen Hawkins is just sort of a veteran journeyman, sort of mediocre safety, how good is your scheme at that point when you just traded away probably, I would think, your most talented safety? Like maybe Craig Woodson pans out, but what you have in Peppers is a known NFL commodity, and you don't have many of those, and you just dumped it.
yeah. And I mean, yeah, like heading into the spring, heading into training camp, your starting safeties were Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers. I guess there could be some like locker room awkwardness if both of those guys, both of whom were captains last year, are suddenly like, bottom of the depth chart, scout team type guys. But I mean, let's see how Hawkins and Woodson look this season. But like,
Well, don't even play it out like I just said. What if Hawkins stubs his toe tomorrow?
right,
And who's in there? Del Pettis?
Pettis or Duggar.
You got
Duggar's
to
still
get
on
your
the
Del
roster.
Pettis snaps. Like
Yeah,
it's just an odd choice. And then I
it
really
is.
didn't like Vrabel's explanation today.
Well, yeah,
Um,
because this even goes back to Terrell Williams a couple of weeks ago being like, "Oh, our scheme's not that different," and then Vrabel saying today, "Oh, sorry, I cut you off, but get into it."
no, because I think it was Phil asked him like, was it scheme? Because
Yeah,
that makes sense if you have your safeties basically playing man or deep half.
right.
a Jabrill Peppers,
Julius Peppers
or
also wouldn't be very effective.
he might be actually. He was really good. A Jabrill Peppers or a Kyle Duggar aren't necessarily built for that. So if you want to
Right.
make a case that it's scheme, okay, you still don't have the talent to get rid of those players, but whatever. And then for Rabel to say, no, it wasn't scheme. It's just a lot of things we just did what's best for the team. And it's like, there we are. Because we were just talking about him.
I know. He was avoiding those.
We were like,
Yeah.
oh, he's giving answers. It's that simple. But instead it was just do what's for the best. It's a lot of stuff. And it's like, well, like what kind of stuff? Because
Right.
it is kind of important. And you're right. There could be a weird dynamic if you have a captain caliber player as a
Yeah.
backup. But I don't know that just cutting him a week, 4 days after cuts, 4 days after you had to get your that did not sneak up on anyone, the 53-man roster deadline. That was well known for about 14 months. That was going to be the day. And
Right.
they cut him 4 days later. It just seemed like, for the first time, I think, poor management of the roster from this group that seemed to have, at least, like, agree with it or not, they had a plan and followed it. This seemed to be, oh crap, we got to do this now, do it.
Yeah, and like it feels like there might have been some shopping going on just based on the timing of it. Um, but like I believe, yeah, like I don't think he was shopped to every single team in the league, which you would
Hmm.
think you would want to in that situation. Um, and I will say, like Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers, both captains, similar play styles, similar players, very different personalities. So I wonder if the Patriots looked at this and said, like, we can see Kyle Duggar playing along as like the third safety, fourth safety, playing on a scout team, all this kind of stuff. I don't know if we can see this with Jabril Peppers, just
Yeah.
because like he's a much more outspoken, much more vocal leader. That I mean, maybe that's what it came down to. Because like today at practice, we go out there and everyone's just wearing different numbers,
Yeah, it's crazy.
which was like honestly like my brain goes one of two ways. One, it was like kind of cool because we got to see very obviously like who was imitating who in practice this week, and that's something Bill Belichick was always like very protective of.
Right.
I'm
Unless it was
not
like
gonna
Michael
lie,
Vick.
it was also like kind of hard to do our jobs
Right.
because like the point of being at practice, or one of the points, is to see like who is out there to
Right.
take attendance. And Kyle Duggar's out there wearing number 11 because he's gonna be imitating Jeremy Chin, and he's just wearing like a jersey, not a penny, just like a white jersey with the number 11. And like, but like, so that would have been Jabril Peppers. And is Jabril Peppers okay being like, yep, taking my scout team reps this week, not part of the defensive game plan. I'm wearing my number 11 jersey. Is Jeremy Chin like, that is where I could potentially see an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's just, it is funny when you mention different personalities, because you're like, oh, Duggar's younger, obviously. He's not. It's just the funniest thing because he came in so old. But
Right.
yeah, but I don't know. Based on Pepper's tweets, it doesn't seem as though he begged his way off the team or anything, or a mutual agreement or anything like that. He seems to
Right.
believe. I don't. He seemed to be. I mean, we're reading into tweets, obviously, and emojis and whatnot, but he doesn't seem like a guy that was like, "Yeah, they weren't going to play me, so I had to get off." He seems to be
Right.
like, "What the
He
hell?"
seemed to be like a little bit perturbed by it.
For
Right.
sure. So yeah, and ultimately, it's you're probably right, but well, then maybe he doesn't play scout team. You got enough guys on a practice squad.
Right.
And plus, here's a question for you, Doug. You're Mr. Football, right? I
Yeah.
know Efton Chisholm's out there replicating. Who is he dressed up as today?
Was it Trey
Trey Tucker.
Turner?
Yeah,
Trey
I
Tucker.
know you want to replicate offensive skill positions and whatnot. The scout team safety, I don't know. Unless you're facing Troy Polamalu or Ed
Right.
Reed, you're probably just kind of playing defense.
Yeah, but I
I
think
don't
there
think you
is
need
an
to dress
element
up like
there
it's
of like
Halloween.
Drake May probably wants to see number 11 out there, you know?
Well, we could negotiate that. You know what, Drake? Julius again. Jabril Peppers is this guy, and everyone else is wearing a number, but
Right.
he's not. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
it it feels something that could be solved. For again, the issue. My issue isn't necessarily that Peppers was going to be the difference in this team
Yeah.
winning or losing, but I just, a team that lacks talent, getting rid of a talented player who's not a Pro Bowl safety, but is probably in that next tier. Of like a very good NFL player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was, again, another brag. I was on BST Friday, and I started by saying, just like, with the right tone, who do you think you are? Not who do you think you are cutting
Right.
Jabrill Peppers, just who do you think you are that
Yeah.
you can get rid of this player who has this amount of talent and think it's better? I guess we'll find out, but it is an odd head scratcher to say the least.
I I don't know how to feel about this, but like it almost feels like with the Patriots, I don't know, with the Peppers move especially, plus like you bury Kyle Duggar on the depth chart, you bury Anthony Jennings on the depth chart. It feels a little bit like they're like, you know what? We're probably not going to contend this year. like we've got an easy schedule, but
Yeah.
like this is about building for the future.
Well,
We want to like set our scheme in place. We're probably not going to win 11, 12 games. So let's do things our way and see how it goes.
and Vrabel's kind of said that multiple times. Like, you
Right.
were there after the Giants game, and I believe that's
Yeah.
when he started saying it. Like, we're only 5 weeks into our first
Right.
summer with this, and it was sort of like expectations are crazy. We're
Yeah.
stripping this thing down to the studs. But if that's
Right.
the case, shouldn't you trade him to whomever? Like,
Right.
if you're not worried about him impacting the AFC East, or you see that a lot. Teams that face a guy like that 2 times a year are like, damn, he's good. I would want him.
Yeah.
I would give a division rival a draft pick for him.
Right.
You would think if they did fully believe they're not contending, they would have done a better job of acquiring something for a player of that caliber.
Right.
And I
And I
want to
mean,
understand,
potentially
like,
for Kendrick Bourne as well.
probably less so, but yes. Like,
I
if
don't
there was
think you're getting
anything,
much for either one. I don't think
right?
you're getting much for either one. But like the fact that the 49ers were immediately like, we are bringing in Kendrick Bourne for a visit or a workout or whatever it was is like, well, maybe if you play them against someone
Yeah.
else, then,
I just, the reason I hesitate on Bourne is because I think one team wants him, and it's the 49ers. And
he
I
has
think,
another workout, right? Who else was it with?
yeah,
The
I
Commanders or
forget, but
something?
I do
Yeah.
think the 49ers are the one team really interested, and they probably wait it like, well,
Right.
if they cut him, we'll bring him in, but if he ends up somewhere else, okay. Like, their
Yeah.
season doesn't hinge on Kendrick Bourne. They
No.
probably would like to have him in. So I don't know. I just think Peppers has more value to a hard hitting sort of, you traditional defense, sort of old school style defense. But I don't know. It was an odd one, and it was truly a stunner, I would say.
Yeah, I got the alert when I was at Kimball Farms in Westford. Have you ever been to Kimball Farms?
Oh, with the bumper boats and the mini golf and the driving range and the pitch and putt and the cookout and the arcade and the bumper boats. Did I already say that?
No, I
Yeah.
said the other.
Yeah. And the ice cream.
Ice cream's good there.
Yeah, they got Richardson. So,
I
you
think
know,
they make their own actually.
I'm gonna phone a friend on that one. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say they get Richardsons. You might be right, but I'm gonna be very confident about it. This is where
I
the podcast
see.
takes an ice
Okay,
cream break.
here's the deal.
Yeah.
My wife says that they are the only place that has a peanut butter cup ice cream that has a vanilla base. So that's where I'm like, I think it might be their own ice cream.
It might be.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, homemade ice cream.
Famous
We've been
homemade
making
ice
homemade ice
cream.
cream. You're right.
Damn
Doug
right.
wins.
I
So
win this one.
you went to Westford? That's not.
So
That's
for
not.
me, it's only like 45
Oh,
minutes.
see.
Can I do a little wife complaint right now?
Oh, guys talk, huh?
You're doing a little guys talk. Okay.
What's the deal with wives, huh?
So we brought my niece who lives an hour away from us. My sister-in-law dropped her off at our house. And then we took her up to Westford. And then my wife texted her sister as we're driving home from Westford, like, ETA, blah, blah, blah. And then her sister said, okay, I'll be getting there right around then. So we drove our niece all the way home to her house, an hour away from us,
Mm-hmm.
and we're 45 minutes from Westford.
Mm.
And when we got to her house, her husband said, oh, Jess is at your house.
Mm.
So she had driven an hour to
Yeah.
our house.
Yep.
We had driven an hour and 45 minutes to
Yeah.
their house. Just, Another extra word there would have really cleared things up and saved everyone a lot of time. Just saying.
Yeah, what we've got there is, you know what it is, Doug? You millennials and your texting, just make a phone call. That's sometimes you got to make the phone call.
True.
The
True.
texting, it's too dangerous. But
Yeah.
that is tough. But you know what? The
So
open
the
road,
45 minutes wasn't bad. Is a long way of me saying like the 45 minutes was fine.
fair enough.
The hour and 45 minutes,
Yeah,
an hour back was the tricky part.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we got to make a phone call next time. But either
Yeah.
way, I hope it
Got to
was.
got to phone a friend.
I hope you did the bumper boats because
We did do the bumper boats, and I'm really good at those. I can maneuver that really well. I was
it's good to hear
smashing
it.
folks.
I'm glad to hear it. Did you leave the child at the house?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say
With my brother-in-law. Yeah.
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 Hopefully
Yeah.
you didn't subject her to another hour-long ride.
No.
Like
No. No. No.
this guy sucks. Uncle
Because I
Doug
was even like,
sucks.
I was like, could she meet us like 15 minutes down the road? Because all in all, that would then save us like a half an hour.
Mm,
And my wife was like, no, I feel bad because she drove her all the way to our house. I was like, okay,
yeah.
it is what it
Well,
is.
it is what it is. Speaking of, I would say the next. You wanted to go time chronologically.
Well,
I was
and
gonna
then we,
say
yeah,
Pepper's obviously gone, transitioning into this year's captains being named today. I don't know. Like, I would say you could go
yeah,
back to the first day of free agency, and when they signed Landry and Spillane, we probably both said they'll be captains.
yeah. I mean, I also would have expected Morgan Moses or Garrett Bradbury to be a captain, and neither one were. So not
Yeah.
everything went like chalk, I would say.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, definitely makes sense to have those guys as captains. Honestly, good on this regime for naming a couple of guys, Brendan Schooler and Marcus Jones, who came from the previous regime as first time captains. Like they could have
Hmm.
not done that, you know?
So are you indicating, Doug, are you suggesting that the sanctity of the captain's vote is illegitimate, that coaches actually make these decisions? Are you
I'm not
sure?
saying that. That's a good point. I kind of forget about the whole voting
Oh,
thing.
I'm saying it.
Um, but I mean, sure, I would not be surprised. I didn't players say that like when Belichick was doing it, people were like, oh, we didn't vote for him. No one voted for that guy.
Yeah, there was, I mean, scuttlebutt, but that's
Yeah,
to be expected. I mean,
right.
I like the fact. I'm trying to think. So, in terms of players that might have been, like you mentioned, Morgan Moses.
Yeah.
I don't think Diggs was ever going to be a captain.
No.
Um, it was Hunter Henry, right, with Drake May?
Hunter Henry,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, there's no shocking. How could this guy not be the captain, right?
Right. I think like with Milton Williams, when you sign
They're
that big
putting
of a
a lot on him
contract,
already. Like
it's true. Yeah. To
he's
expect
never
him to also be
played.
like a
Yeah,
vocal leader and a captain's a lot.
like we need you to play more than you've ever played. We need you to be the focal point of the defensive line, and we need you to meet all these new people and lead them at the age of what, 25?
Right.
Some people
Yeah.
can. I'm not saying,
Right.
but it's not a demerit. I would say that he isn't a captain right now. I would
No.
think the trajectory you would want him maybe next year or the year after to assume that role. I think
Yeah.
that would be fair.
Yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
that's
there
fair.
was there was no shocking move there. I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm gonna live fact check you. Not really a fact check so much, but let me see if you did it after the video went out. It's about you and your brethren.
Uh-oh. What are we
And
doing?
it doesn't look like you did it, so you might not be able to answer this. But the video showed Mike Vrabel naming the captains and then saying Caleb on Chason is a game captain this
Oh
week.
yeah.
Every single member of the Patriots beat tweeted that in a quote tweet, and I was just like, "All right, I mean, former Raider had a great camp, makes sense.
Yeah. I did not
A lot
do
of
that.
tweets, a lot of tweets about it. That's all. You didn't do it though. Credit to
I
you.
didn't do it. So I let everyone else do it. I'm like, you know what?
Me too.
If you're only following me, you can survive without knowing this for today.
Yeah, it was
You'll
just a
find out on Sunday.
it was weird because no one was tweeting like, "Here are the 7 captains or 6 captains," whatever. It was all like, "Caleb on Chason is a game captain this week against the Raiders." I was like, "Rock on."
I have a captain question for you.
Hmm.
I think the Bills named 2 captains.
Really?
The Patriots named 6 captains. Would you rather be a team with 2 captains or like 6 captains plus a game captain?
Um, it's a great question. I think 2 captains is way better because I think NFL captaincy has gotten out of control. Some teams they
Right.
name like 9 guys, and it's ridiculous. Like Daniel Jones is a captain of the Colts. Okay, I'm sure
Right. Like
that
when you're
makes a
just
lot
like,
of
well,
sense.
our starting quarterback has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I find so much of it kind of silly. So I would lean toward 2. I think 6 comparatively is probably lower end. There's like a lot of 7s and 9s and 8s
Right.
maybe.
I I like the idea of awarding more people, like giving more people credit.
Yeah.
But there is
It's
something cool
culture.
about just being like, these are our offensive and defensive captains. That's all you get. They're right here. And then like you could just do like game captains too to like award other people.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I guess 4 is the sweet spot, right? Like you want 4 captains. It just makes sense. I don't know. It's a nice number. I
right,
feel like when well, at least back in 2003 when I was a high school football player, every team sent 4 captains out to the middle of the field. Like
right,
that just
yeah,
seemed like the number. So I guess times are changing. I guess you want to, like you said, reward certain players that build that's culture builder. So I get it. Like a lot of them make sense in that regard. I have um potato salad that is currently fighting my insides right now. That's what that was, but I powered through it. Shout out to me. I should be a captain. Who are the
yeah.
captains
You
of Pats
get
chat? Could we both be captains?
no. You're the episode captain this time.
The episode captain. That's fair. I don't think I
Yeah.
deserve much more than that.
Let's get
Um,
let's get 10 Patriots beat reporters to quote tweet this podcast with
Michael Hurley
Michael
is
Hurley named episode captain.
yeah. So then the other big story today, Christian Gonzalez not out there. Everyone kind of freaking out. I would
Yeah,
say this is the traditionalist in me, right?
right.
I would say tomorrow is the day where you can set that because to me,
Well, not
Mondays,
tomorrow because they're off tomorrow, but certainly on Wednesday.
well, that's why you're here, Doug, because I would say like a Monday practice isn't really
It's
anything.
like
You know what I
it's
mean?
like a bonus practice. It's like a
Yeah.
bonus.
If you
Yeah,
play on Sunday, you ain't practicing Monday. So it's like with a
that's what I'm not.
Wednesday
I'm
injury
not
report.
panicking yet.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at, the Wednesday injury report. And if he's limited, that's probably a good sign. If he's DNP, not playing. I'm just gonna say he's not playing Sunday if he doesn't practice all summer and misses Wednesday practice.
Right, and I mean, like, I think a lot of us have kind of downplayed this situation because he's just constantly around, but he's not really doing anything. Like, he's walking completely fine and normal. He's not like on a separate field doing like a bunch of, I don't know, rehab work. It just felt like, okay, well, when things matter, he'll be out there.
Yeah.
And then for Vrabel to say that he wasn't gonna be out there, then he wasn't out there today. It's like, all right, yeah, I guess we will see tomorrow, or see on Wednesday. And if it's and I'm not really ready to say anything about this at this point because like if he's out there on Wednesday, it's gonna sound stupid to be like, wow, this is a crazy situation. Can't believe that it's lasted this long because like maybe it hasn't. We'll see on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, as Felger likes to say, but we're doing a show right now. So obviously, if he doesn't practice on Wednesday, it's a weird situation that I was not expecting to go this way. Because I thought that he would just be back on the field when things mattered.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like we weren't really worried. I do think, and not to, I mean, this is week 1, Doug. We can do this. Jacoby Myers is probably going to have a good game,
Yeah.
but you're not going against Justin Jefferson this week or Tyreek
Right.
Hill, who might not be Tyreek Hill anymore, but you get the point. There's not the clear-cut need for I mean, you need Christian Gonzalez to compete in games, but this seems like a week where the receiving depth chart isn't exactly the most imposing. You have, like I mentioned, Jacoby Myers, and then who did we say earlier? Trey Tucker.
Tucker, Brock Bowers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think Christian
Yeah.
Gonzalez was going to cover Brock Bowers.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Was he?
I
Is that the scheme?
might be the scheme. Who
That'd
knows?
be pretty funny.
But no, yeah. I mean, it's like Amari Cooper who just signed, Jack Bash, Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker. So yeah, it's not the murderer's row of
Right.
wide
So
receivers out
again,
there.
that's again, I'm probably downplaying it because I don't know how good the defense is without their best player. Like that would be
Right.
like saying, "Oh, you don't need Drake May this week. You're not going against a great
Right.
defense." So I don't know. We've been fact checked in the comments that Javon Baker hasn't actually signed with the Eagles.
Well, I don't think we said that he had.
Well,
So
if we
I think they're
did,
fact checking each other.
I assumed that he just did because I saw the headlines like everyone else. But there's no actual report of it. It's just like I saw a headline and it said according to reports, but it didn't reference the reports. And he's not on
Right.
he's not
But
on their practice squad roster.
someone also said in our comments that Baker posted a picture of himself in a Patriots uniform, but I didn't see that. Oh, maybe it's his like. Does he have like a second account or something?
I have no idea. That's for the children,
But I see nothing on his account right now. No stories, no posts.
Yeah, I don't
So
know. Well, either way, it doesn't seem as though he's landed with the champs, just for clarity's sake.
not yet, at least.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm looking at their roster right now, and I do not see Javon Baker.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of thought it would make sense for him to have a fresh start somewhere else,
Right.
but if he comes back, then we'll see.
I don't know.
I
You
don't know.
talk
It's just
about
like if you're on the 53 man roster as like the seventh wide receiver, I feel like it's easier to claw your way back up on like up the depth chart. But if you're on the practice squad and there's six guys above you,
right.
feels a little bit more daunting.
It's not like, was it last year or the year before? It's kind of blended together when Jalen Rager was on the practice squad and was just activated 4 straight weeks. He's
Right.
like, all right, you can be on the team now. It's like,
Yeah.
who else was going to play receiver? It's not like
Right.
that this year. And
It's a little
then
more competitive this year.
another take that I shared with you privately, not on the Pats Chat podcast, because we haven't, I said that was the worst practice squad assembled in NFL history. Ever since they started allowing veterans on or whatever, like unlimited, and
Right.
they expanded them, you generally have NFL players on there. And the Patriots' initial practice squad was just green, just so green
Yeah.
that they have since changed that. And that's why another
Yeah.
factor with Baker, where it's like they have special teams, corners, and whatnot,
Right.
guys that have played multiple seasons in the NFL. That makes it even harder to make it as a
Yes.
gunner if that was his way back.
I actually like what they've done with the practice squad where like immediately they're like, all right, we're going to bring back all the guys that we had because we literally have to practice today. But since then, they signed Corey Ballentine, who's got a lot of experience, Thayer Munford, who's like started multiple seasons at left and right tackle, um, the Brendan James, the center who's played a bunch. Like they signed guys who have played a lot of football in the NFL
Right.
since that time, which is exactly what they needed on the practice squad. Because like on a team where you only really have like 48 guys, you need as competitive of a practice squad as possible.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad we didn't podcast because my take would have expired pretty quickly. But it was a positive growth because those guys can play, and that's why like guys like Baker aren't going to come back. Because
Right.
let's say they didn't make those signings, you could at least activate him in a gunner role and see how he does in a real game. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, I think the Baker era is over.
I have undoubtedly said this take on a podcast before. I don't know if it's been on our podcast, but it reminded me when I saw the Patriots players out there in like the scout team uniforms where you had Jack Westover wearing Brock Bowers number 89, where you had Brendan
I mean, I'm going to
Schooler.
interrupt you. That is a waste of time. I'm just going to say Jack Westover pretending to be the best tight end in
It's
the
fair.
league, probably.
You had Brendan Schooler wearing number 20. You had Elijah Ponder wearing number 57.
Who was Ashton Genty?
Terrell Jennings.
Did he do a good job?
From what I saw, was he did a fantastic job wearing that number 2. But my overall point here
Sorry.
is that for the 1000th time, the Patriots retired numbers system could not be more broken.
Okay, go on.
The Patriots have number 20 retired for Gino Cappelletti. Fair, fine. Number 40 for Mike Haynes. Hall of Famer, sure. 57 for Steve Nelson. I don't know. 73 for John Hanna, yeah. 78 for Bruce Armstrong. I don't know. 79 for Jim Lee Hunt. I don't know. 89 for Bob D. 56 for Andrew Tippett. Get it, he's a Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, number 12, obviously. But like when Rob Gronkowski's number 87
Yeah.
is being worn by Jack Westover, but Jim Lee Hunt's number 79 is retired.
Yeah.
It's kind of a broken system, right?
I feel as though you can solve it. Like, let's say at some point it becomes an issue, which it kind of is, because there's only so many numbers these guys can have, even with the new rules. You maybe do a pre-craft era retirement section, and those numbers have to come back in a certain, like it. I don't know. There
Right.
has to, or pre-dynasty even. Call it the year 2000, and anyone retired before that. So sorry, this is not a disrespect to you, but the numbers have to come back in a circle. I don't know. It's a bit.
It's tough to be like your number's unretired,
That's too many
But
numbers. You talk about too many captains. Like that is what, 8 numbers, 9 numbers. You
and
only have so many options.
like obviously the best player of all time, his number is retired.
12's
But
done.
like the second, and I guess John Hanna's is John Hanna the second best player in franchise history?
Probably that is one where I lean on the older people than us that will kick your ass if you say otherwise. So sure, yeah, John Hanna, second best Patriot ever.
But the third is probably Gronk.
Yeah, I mean, of terms of people that have been the best all time at their position, you're probably putting Gronk even higher than Hanna, right?
Right. So I don't know. And like it's dumb to think about this much, but this is the way my brain works. And it's just
Mm.
like, why is Bruce Armstrong's number 78 retired, but Gronk's isn't?
Ooh,
Like
I know
it's
how you
just
do it. I know how you do it. I know how you do it. Jerseys, big talk. We didn't even get to talk about the
yeah.
periwinkle jerseys much, did we?
Oh no, we haven't
We
talked
did
about
that
that
one.
at all. We gotta talk about that.
All right. Well, whatever. I think the moment has passed. But the point is, you had different eras in jersey. If you wore a red jersey, you are retired here, and that is a part of history. If
Right.
you wore a
Bledsoe Blue.
dynasty era,
Right.
oh, the Bledsoe Blue. I mean, who really makes it there? Like Bruce Armstrong.
Bruce Armstrong.
Yeah. Well, not many. He can have his own section, and then you have your dynasty era guys. Retire
Yeah,
them, and it's like the jersey changed immediately after Brady left. It's kind of nice and neat. It's kind of
it's
tidy.
true. It's true.
Solves your problems. I don't think
Yeah, I
this
don't
is a
know.
big problem, but I'm with you. Like the numbers, it's tight. I mean, if you play a position, you only have so many options. There's 53 guys plus the practice squad. There's a lot going on there.
There is, and I think we've talked enough about it.
All right.
The rivalry uniforms.
Yeah.
I actually think they look pretty decent, but I already tweeted about this. I guess I'll expound on it. But
Wow.
like, I just a team wearing a jersey with none of their primary colors on it.
Uh,
I just it's fine, but like I'm just kind of a
very,
boomer about it.
very NBA.
It's
Very
very
NBA.
NBA and it's very MLB. So now NFL's doing it too. It's just
Yeah.
like and like with the NBA, it genuinely confuses me. There
There
are
are times
games
if
in
you're at a bar or a restaurant and a game's on,
yeah.
you can look up and without the score bug, not know who's playing.
Even with the score bug, sometimes I'm like, I don't know which team is which.
Yeah, like Brooklyn will wear very distinct jerseys and they'll be playing like the Spurs who have some jersey numbers and you're like, they both kind of have a black motif, black and
Right.
gray and white. And it's like, I'm not really sure which is which. So yeah, I
Yeah.
buy that. We do sound so old right now. It's outrageous,
I
but
know,
you
but
can
like
only change so much.
and so my take on Twitter too was that like to me the green Red Sox jerseys work
Hmm.
because that green color is already associated with the Red Sox.
I went to a game this year. They wore the red. They wore the Fenway greens, and at
Yeah.
no point did it look off. It's like
No.
they looked like they fit and were where they even more so than the silly yellow ones, which get probably more variance in opinions because of how yellow they are. But then the significance is meaningful, and they won like 13 straight games in those yellow ones, so they kind
Yeah.
of built up a positive message on that.
I'm
But either
I'm
way,
afraid. I'm straight up like afraid to give my take on the yellow ones, but I don't like them. And
yeah,
like the significance is really cool, and I understand it, and I don't want to like
I would
rail against
sunset those
that.
ones. They
What?
had their day. I would sunset those ones. Like they had their
Yes, I
day.
agree. They've had plenty of time. Now that you have the green, you don't need the yellow. That's
Yeah,
my opinion.
that's mine as well.
Yeah.
But with the Patriots, and you texted me about this, and I'm not stealing it because I also feel this way. When you get the literature attached about a
Oh
shirt,
yes.
and they're
Yeah.
like, "This represents the
Yeah.
hardworking mentality of the grinders of the region."
Yeah.
It's like this is a shirt.
Right.
This is a shirt, and it's a shirt
Yeah.
that players wear. I don't. I don't know.
The
How
netting to represent the
Oh my
fishermen
god.
of the yeah.
It's like you have to be a true psychopath to even either that or you have to be so sarcastically checked out of your job that you're like, this represents the cannons fired in the war of 1776 in Lexington.
Yeah.
The battle, I should say. We know the war was famously called the Revolutionary War, but I did rank my jerseys for BST. So I'm just give you if you have them.
The rivalry ones
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
Patriot?
The
Okay.
rivalry ones,
Yeah.
okay? So
Yep.
if you have in your head the
They're in
picture.
my head. They're in
So
my
number
mind.
one, I had the 49ers. I think the numbers kick ass. They're very
Yeah.
big. They pop. They're white on black.
It's very obvious when you see that that's a 49ers uniform.
Yep. Number two, I have Dolphins. Same reasons. Black with the teal and the orange numbers. Looks like a Dolphins jersey, but
It
slightly
does.
altered
Yep.
for it. Number three, I have the Rams because I think their regular jerseys are awful. Like maybe the worst in the NFL. they're just horrible. When they were playing the Super Bowl, I'm like, this is a bad look. That's just a
Yeah.
bad look. So I like they get the black with the Rams colors
Yeah,
accented.
it's
They're
interesting,
fine.
and once again, you can tell it's the Rams.
Fourth, this is when we are entering mediocre territory. Seahawks, because it just looks like a
Yeah,
Seahawks jersey.
yeah.
Fifth, I have the,
I'm I feel like I still have not seen a clear picture of that helmet.
oh, let me see.
I don't
Seahawks
know what the helmet
rivalry helmet.
color is.
It looks kind of like a 90s one, which would boost it up. Yeah, it looks
It's like
green, more green.
but like every picture of it is like shadowed and dark
Yeah.
and unclear.
The friggin' Cardinals put an orange tint on all their pictures, which was a miss. So,
Yeah, but
so I had
like
this,
I can't.
yeah.
I think this is like a teal color, which is kind of
But then,
cool.
and then it kind of looks like a jet screen, which isn't cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just straight up can't tell what color it
Yeah.
is, but that's going to be a real deciding factor on that
Yeah.
jersey.
Well, then I had the Cardinals fifth. That looks like a golf shirt. That's just they put the splatter on there to kind of break up the plain white.
I like a splatter, but I feel like they could have done more with it.
Yeah. Then I got the Patriots at 6, and that cuts out your 4 to 6 are mediocre. 7, I have the Bills because I think they're going to be invisible on TV.
Oh yeah,
The blue color is so light on a white
yeah.
jersey. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to watch that game. I think it's in October. Is that against the Patriots? I think too.
Oh, there we go.
I
Yep.
believe. Don't quote me on that. And then last, I have the Jets, which just look like diarrhea. They look like baby diarrhea. They look like pea soup. Those jerseys suck.
Yeah, the Jets ones aren't, and that's one where like if you saw them, you don't immediately also know that it's the Jets. I feel like.
Yeah, except for that they look like diarrhea, and you're like, that must be the Jets. So that's our rivalry takes. You can glob onto that. I mean, you could probably pick and choose a couple you disagree with, but I think I'm pretty right. I don't know
What's
how you
your?
feel.
I actually think that you're pretty spot on there.
Thank
I
you.
might have the Rams a little bit further down.
They're pretty boring, but I just like the dark with a little accent more than
Yeah.
maybe the white, which kind of blends in.
And like in a vacuum, I actually think that like I said, I think the Patriots ones look good.
Yeah.
I just that the color just is completely out of left field. So
It truly is. But I guess it's better to be different than the same, I guess. Like if they just did the Cardinals, we probably wouldn't even talk about it. So they get that going.
yeah, I miss them being in royal blue. What's your favorite Patriots uniform of all time?
I'm going to answer that in a second, but the one last thing that bothered me about these things is the whole being on a ship. They brought a boat in.
Yeah.
There's no water anywhere near Foxborough. You're so inland at that point. Like, I don't know. What are you, 35 miles from the coast there? 30 miles?
Yeah.
The whole, like, you don't need a lighthouse in Gillette, but it's like this whole, it's like cosplaying fishermen. If this was the Gloucester Patriots, if this were the Gloucester Patriots, I'd be like, hell yeah. But
they're
if
not
you're
the
coming
Foxborough
from
Patriots.
But if you're coming from Fitchburg, you're not seeing any water on your hour-plus drive to Gillette. It's just, we don't need the boat thing. My favorite ones,
guess.
I'll give you, so there's a picture, and I didn't really love them at the time, but I think as time has gone on, there's a picture of Ty Law in a white mid-90s with the 3D lettering and like the soccer style stitching that just looks beautiful. And that would be it just looks so good, and I think it would look better now than it did then.
Yeah, I could see that. I think
I'm going to see if I can find it and send it to you.
I might go Bledsoe era jerseys, then Pat Patriot, then the Dynasty era. Like Dynasty era obviously is the most iconic and classic, but it's not a great design in my opinion.
Which one? It's not a great jersey at all.
Yeah, like the iconic Dynasty era jersey. It's fine, but
it's only fine because of what happened when they wore them.
Right. But I think that if they hadn't been as successful in them, they might have changed that at some point. Yeah.
So I just sent you a couple Ty Law pictures. I don't know if you can put them up or not, but
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it.
This must have been the first year of these because the Pat Patriot logo on the shoulder, it's a starter jersey, is freaking huge. It goes from the front of the shoulder down to the back. I think it looks great.
Oh no, these are amazing. I love these so much.
And I don't think necessarily those were like the Super Bowl jerseys. They had smaller shoulders then when they lost to the Packers, I want to say.
Or were these after? Were these like 97, 98?
I think they were before. No, so I can tell you with confidence the worst Patriots jersey was 92 or 93.
No, 93.
The first year
93.
they switched, they looked like Halloween costumes for
Yeah.
generic football player.
Yeah,
It's
they're really bad.
unbelievable that an NFL team wore those when they
Yeah.
switched out of the, like they made the transition from
Well, it's
Pat
funny
Patriot.
because the 94 jerseys, 93, 94, and 95 were all different. The ones that we know of now are the 95 ones. The 94 ones actually weren't bad,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you I'm looking at Patriots Packers Super Bowl, and the flying Elvis on the shoulder was huge then too. So
Yeah. I'm going to
yeah,
show you. I'm going to put up the 93 real quick.
is this the first year of the transition?
This is the first year.
This is unbelievable. It's like they spent so much time on the logo. They were like, "Oh crap, you need a
Yeah.
jersey too." That looks like a practice penny.
Yeah. And like look at the pants too.
Those are so 90s though. You can't fault them for that. That's a sign of the times a little.
Yeah. And then
But
1994, let me look this up.
I
This
can't
is
believe
just
they
us
wore
Googling
those
now.
in games.
What was it?
I can't believe they wore those 93 jerseys in games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me neither. Those are really bad. I'm gonna bring up a picture now. Sorry, this just takes a second. And if you're listening to this, then you just have to picture all these things with your mind. Let your mind take over.
Yeah, but
Here's 94. 94. So there's 93.
yeah,
93, they have different colored numbers on the front of their jersey than
white on
on their
top,
shoulder pads.
red with
White
a
on
white
top.
outline.
Is it blue with a white outline or is it
It's
red with
red.
a white
It's
outline?
red with a
Okay.
white outline.
And then okay, yeah, red with a white outline. And then in 94, they go
That
white with a red outline.
that is a Phil Simms New York Giants jersey.
Yeah, it's just like extremely boring, but it's a major upgrade over 93.
It looks like a professional sports
Yeah.
jersey.
And then
Oh my
95
god,
to 99
that
is
is
just
beautiful. Like, tell me
yeah.
that wouldn't look great right now. I
Well, that's
I
the
know
thing is
there's
that
a
like they need I don't know why they won't do something with those.
yeah. Well, I guess the question is this, Doug. We have to be self-aware on this podcast. Is this just a sign? We're very outspoken and open about our 1986ness.
I mean,
Is it just our age group that was a child when these were worn? I honestly don't think so because again, I didn't love them as the Patriots sucked. Like they weren't generally that good. It's not like you have great memories of it. It's just you look at it now and you're like, that looks pretty good.
I don't think it's just our nostalgia taking over because like look at this. This is just sick. That's
It's
Tylon
a good jersey.
Loy and the blue ones.
But I bet we could go around the
Look
league
at
and be
the
like,
size of those.
they're so big. I don't remember them being that
See,
big.
one issue though too is that like they can't replicate that today because players don't wear
Sleeves.
sleeves like that.
True. They need to get
And
Sam Bradford, and then they can bring these back. But I
yeah,
bet if we went around the league, Doug, just to cap off our self-awareness, we'd
yeah.
be like, you know what the best Seahawks jerseys were? The Ricky Waters, like early 90s. Those
Oh
are
yeah.
sick.
No, I'm
Do
100%.
you know, and you know what I actually truly believe? The Giants throwbacks from the like 1990 are their best jerseys. Like, I don't know why
Yeah,
they wear their crap blue and white.
I
Like,
know.
they have those awesome,
Yeah.
but it's similar to the 93 to 94 Patriots. Like, one looks like total ass, but the
Yeah. Oh
Giants just
yeah.
wear them more often than not. They have great throwback, and you're like, oh, the Bucks creamsicles are the best. So there is an element of our age factor.
No, 100%. Like whatever the jerseys were when you were like 8 years old is the one that you just like always want it to be.
Though to argue against myself, I feel as though it's mostly the younger generation that really wanted to see the Reds and Pat Patriot back. I think anyone that lived through that was like, ugh.
So I
So
mean, also with me, I've said before, like I moved here in 1997. Like the pre-Bledsoe Patriots might have been like I knew a lot about football as a 6-year-old, like more than I should have.
right, you could not have watched Patriots games; they weren't on the television where you
I
lived.
knew of Andre Tippett
Hmm.
because he was in a NFL Films VHS that I owned and watched a lot. Beyond Andre Tippett, like I didn't know almost anything about the Patriots.
Just to
So I've like
follow up,
I've no nostalgia whatsoever for
yeah, and
the
you
Red Pat
couldn't
Patriots
have
jerseys.
watched them in Seattle, but also people in New England couldn't watch them because they didn't sell out. So
Right.
they weren't exactly thriving, but
No.
yeah, I really like those white ones. I think they're the cleanest.
Yeah. I
So
knew about Irving Fryer.
yeah,
Beyond that, not a whole lot when
not
I was a
until
kid.
Curtis Martin and Drew Bledsoe got it going did you really catch up to speed.
And yeah, and obviously Drew Bledsoe, Washington State guy, wanted
Um,
the Seahawks to draft him at the time.
One more Patriots topic for us
Yeah.
to cover is, of course, Bill Belichick's UNC debut taking place as we play. I think it's 10-7 someone kicked a field goal. I'm obviously
Mm,
locked into the podcast, not the game. It's
of
10-7
course.
TCU. So North Carolina, hot start with the touchdown drive, but not so
Yeah,
much since.
TCU completed a long pass on UNC, and then it was
Oof.
Bill, Steve, and Brian Belichick all going over the iPad.
You had the Tar Heels first drive, 7 plays, 83 yards, touchdown. Then you had 3 and out, went backwards 11 yards, then 3 and out, 0 yards.
And it's
So
Freddie Kitchens as the OC, right?
I believe he was a holdover, yeah. And again, Doug, Pat's chat had it first because I had to watch UNC play football in
That's
person
true.
last year, and I was like, this is the worst team I've ever seen. So I know that doesn't matter in college as much because everyone leaves and everyone comes, but it's interesting to see. I guess from a New England perspective, it was interesting to see all the tweets and the ESPN game day being there or whatever they call it on a Monday night. I don't know. All of the hype and the excitement and like just seemingly millions of people roaming the campus.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that sort of enthusiasm for Belichick, who obviously went 29-38 his last 4 years here, 4-13 the last year. I think everyone was kind of like, it's run its course. But
Yeah.
down there, they're looking at him to be a savior, which
Yeah.
is a lot for a school that has a couple of great players come out of it, but
Right.
has never in my lifetime been known as a football school in any way, shape, or form.
Couple current Patriots players, Drake May and Mac Hollins,
I didn't know Matt Collins went there.
UNC guy. You know, I respect.
I know Lawrence Taylor went
Obviously,
there.
Lawrence
I know
Taylor,
Julius
Julius
Peppers
Peppers,
went
yeah,
there.
not Jabrill.
Drake May, as you might
Brandon
know.
Tate.
Josh Downs, right?
Yep.
And
Um,
probably a couple other guys. Oh no, there's someone big we're
Sam
missing.
Howell.
That is someone, but not someone big that I'm missing. We're missing someone bad.
Well,
This is we named some. Oh, Mitchell Trubisky. You got to know
Mitchell
that.
Trubisky.
You got to
They
know
want a
that.
QB run.
Yeah, Giovanni Bernard, T.J.
Yeah.
Yates, the Yates of Hell.
Wow.
A lot of players, but yeah, never. I don't remember ever talking about UNC football, and now they're on national TV, and I want to know what happens when. And I'm not rooting for this necessarily, but I'll be interested to see like when the boosters and that like they're printing Jordan shirts down there. They're
Yeah.
all in. They're like, we love this. At 0-4, do you love it? Now they won't go 0-4 because I looked at their schedule. After TCU, they have Charlotte, Richmond. I think those are winnable games for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Richmond has some pop sometimes, but probably going to lose that one. UCF, Clemson's probably lost. California, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. Like you'd think there's 4 or 5 wins in their minimum, right?
You know what? I have no idea how UNC is going to be this season. You think that since Bill's the head coach, they're going to be pretty good. Um, I I'm a fan of the University of Washington. Within the last like 5 to 10 years, they lost one of those like week 2 or 3 FCS games against
Mm,
someone.
mm,
There's really no way to tank interest in a team more than that. So
right.
like
Like
those
Adirondack
games
State and
are
Michigan.
those games are smart to book because like they're almost automatic wins.
Yeah.
But there's also like a little bit of a risk factor if you might suck.
Yeah.
Because if you lose to Charlotte or if you lose to Richmond, then it's like, okay, there's no one coming to the games this year.
Right.
Interest is an all-time
That's
low.
true.
Like you've tanked yourself.
That is a risk. And I'm
Yeah.
watching now, and 3rd and 13, they ran out of bounds. They're going to punt again. So I don't know. It's going to be a little tight down there. But I don't know. Emotionally, I'm
Yeah.
curious what New Englanders are going to feel about that and what they're pulling for. Because I mean, in an ideal world, Bill would have left and not been in a little mean girls war with the Patriots owner, and
Right.
he'd be there getting a statue. But instead, it ended ugly for really no reason. Like if you go
Yeah.
29-38 over 4 years, you get fired in the NFL. I
Right.
don't know a world where you don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know that anyone's going to be rooting for him to fail,
Right.
but it'll be, from my perspective, it'll be captivating, at least for this month. And then if they're 0-4, maybe not so much.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. And I don't know, just interested to see. I'll tune in when I can. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
I know we have to round third, but I have 2 quick ones for you.
Okay.
One, I think you'll be interested. You ever been to Salem, Massachusetts?
I've been to Salem, Massachusetts.
like during October hysteria, all that.
You went at the right time
Yeah,
in
I've
late
been to Salem
August.
before, but we went. We just it was a nice day yesterday. Like let's go to Salem. We
Yeah.
was thinking more like
Oh, you're
waterfront. And,
closer than me too.
yeah, it's a half hour.
I'm gonna
But
I'm gonna pause you for 1 second.
okay,
This is the funniest Photoshop picture of a uniform I've ever seen. This was
that
on a
looks like
1993 Chris Slade rookie card, and someone did that with a colored pencil.
it looks like a Sega Genesis game.
This is what the jersey actually looked like. This is someone's best attempt to
I mean, it's not
create that
far.
by hand.
It's not far off. I mean,
It's
that's
true.
clearly a practice picture. But anyways, so
Sorry,
I
keep
went
keep
to
going
Salem
with
with
the
my family, and I was like, oh, we'll do the Salem Witch Museum. And now partially that's because the feature film Hubie Halloween made me think it was a real museum. That place sucks.
Oh,
Don't ever go to the Salem Witch Museum.
I
It
haven't gone
is.
since I was a kid in elementary school.
It has not. Locals say it has not changed in 40 years. It's just like the wooden things. A guy gets
Yeah.
crushed by stones. It's this. It's like the Haunted Mansion narrator being like,
Oh yeah.
and then the lady said the witches. It's horror. And then the second room is just like a diorama, like a college project. And they're like, there's no museum aspect to
How
it. It
much
was
does it
garbage.
cost?
19 for an adult, 14
Ooh,
for kids. So
wow.
not cheap,
Not
but
cheap.
they're
Yeah.
not robbing you, but it's still a
Yeah.
waste of time. And it's more like you have to get in line at a certain time, and then they put you in another line, and then you wait in that line, and then you get it, and it's just
Mm,
horrible. Don't ever go to the Salem Witch Museum. But then
good
walking
tip.
around town, it's like all these walking tours, and
Mm,
all of it, everything's such a racket. And I think I had only been there really like in October when it's crazy and people are
yeah.
dressed up, and you're like, ooh. But when you're there in late August, you're like, everything is such a piece of crap scam here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll take you on a walking tour of this
Right.
cemetery. It's like you can just walk into the cemetery. You don't
Yeah.
need a walking
Yeah.
tour to see a statue, and just read Wikipedia if you want some nonsense
Right.
lore. But it might be the scam capital of the world. Like there were
Yeah.
so many tourists there, and I'm like, I don't know. Like there's many other options. Like Westford, you could go get some homemade ice cream with
Yeah.
vanilla-based peanut butter ice cream.
Exactly. You could do a lot of things in New England. You could go to the Cape. You could go to yeah, I would agree. Did you I think usually when we go to Salem, we're just like, oh, let's go to the Hocus Pocus house. And then we're like, all right, let's leave.
I don't know
It's
the Hocus Pocus. My family would have, but I didn't know it. Maybe we
yeah,
walked by it. I don't know. There were some old like there's cool aspects. Like it's a cool
yeah,
little city. Um, Definitely has that old New England city charm, minus
it
the whole
does.
history of witches.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot. It's like, oh,
And like I think it's getting crazier and crazier by the year to go there in the fall too. So
oh yeah, you can't go in like it. You,
yeah,
I don't know how people. It's like Yogi Berra. No one goes there anymore. It's too crowded. I don't know how you go to Salem in October,
no.
but
Yeah,
save
because like
yourself the trouble.
yeah. So I don't know. Do it in August, but don't spend money, I would say.
And then I have one final point,
Yeah, yeah.
unless you had one.
I did have one. Did you see
No,
Trevor Story's home run today?
no.
You didn't
Oh,
see
oh,
it?
sorry. I thought you said Trevor Lawrence. I was
Oh,
watching you say it. Trevor Story with the arguably weirdest home run in the history of baseball.
I think like listen, every home run is that was probably the least deserved home run of all time, right?
Yes.
Because he hit it like 290 feet.
Yeah. And like when Cedar Rafaela hit a walk-off around Pesky Pole earlier this year, it was like, well, it went out of the park. It went
Right.
303 feet. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
This one did not go out. Like
No,
this was
it was
it probably
caught.
well, it wasn't, but it probably would have hit the foul pole if he didn't touch it. The guy,
I'll have to
Noel.
rewatch it, but like, yeah, the Joneski Noel or however you pronounce it, he caught the ball.
Yeah.
The ball hit pesky pole and then fell out, and
Glove,
that's a home run. Which, like, yeah,
glove.
that makes sense, but it's like it's nuts that it can happen.
You just never see it. And I looked for like short fences, like height. There aren't many where you can do that. Like Angel Stadium or whatever they
Oh
call
yeah,
it
no, oh
in left
yeah,
field.
definitely not.
Like to have a sort of like nipple height wall where you reach up and you can drop a ball and it hits the foul pole
Yeah,
is
no,
pretty rare. To have it at 302 feet is even more crazy. So yeah, that was you could make a case that was the weirdest home run ever hit. And that came the
yes,
day after an inside the park home run, which
yeah. I truly don't know if this would have hit
I think it would
the
have.
pesky pole.
It would have been a home run then. It would have gone to the left of it.
No, because he's like in front. His arm is in front of the pole.
Let's see, Doug. Let's see. Let's break it down. Yeah, but it's no, yeah, that would have hit the pole because you can see it just goes glove and then goes right next to it and hits
Yeah,
the
I
pole. So that would have
guess.
been a
Look at
homer.
close up.
but it was glove, pull, glove, ran into a man named Brendan, dropped it off the wall, then picked it up.
Yeah.
It was wild. Yeah. That's every time you go to a ball game, you might see something you've never seen before. I think that counts.
It was nuts. But yeah, so what was your next thing? Sorry.
Just lastly, I went to a concert over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
And it was Coheed and Cambria, Taking Back Sunday. Great show.
Yep.
The opening band, Foxing, they were fun too. So it was a good night. I saw all
Nice.
three bands. I wrote a Google review of MGM Music Hall after that. Do you know why I wrote it? I don't know how many Google reviews I've written. Probably like when people ask, like, "Oh, if it would do us a favor if you wrote us a review." You're like,
Right.
"Yeah." But I don't usually write negative reviews on the internet. Do you know what caused me to write a negative review of MGM?
Is
You've
that the
been
one
there.
that has a weird bathroom situation?
Yeah, and that's what led me to write my Google review of MGM Music
Hey,
Hall.
I'm good.
Are you bringing it up right now? Are you looking up the Google
I was
reviews?
gonna try to find it, but no.
Just
Keep
go by
going.
newest because it was just there like yesterday.
Newest.
Because I went to this show
Yeah.
and it was in between Taking Back Sunny and Coheed. You got a half hour. It's like, well, I'll go to the bathroom just because they're going to play for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. There's no bathroom on the main floor for men.
Right.
The floor seats, I don't know, 1,500 people.
Right.
At these shows, not to generalize, probably 85% men, stinky men, gross, disgusting. Everyone was a white guy with a beard, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm in this, I'm like, damn, I am part of the problem.
Yeah.
But no bathroom for the men on the first floor. So there's one on the second floor. In the bathrooms, they don't have multiple entries or exits. It's just a little bathroom tucked in a corner. So the line goes all the way downstairs. And at the bottom of that stairs is the merch table, which has a line going up the stairs. So you have a crisscross of the merch line and the bathroom line. It's insane. So I'm like, I'll go to the third floor. I'll outfox everyone. Did not outfox anyone. The line there is ridiculous too. And I'm in there, and the guy in front of me is about to poop his pants. Like he is just farting, like rancid. And I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? And then this lady comes and she's like, all right, the line has to move down the stairs. So we go down the stairs, and now I'm eye level with his butt as he's like pooping his pants. And I'm like, this is you shouldn't be legally allowed to build a building that has 5,000 people come to it if you don't have like, how did anyone sign off on those bathroom situations? I don't know. It's as if they were like, you know what? We'll have 5,000 people here for a concert. They don't pee, right? People don't pee at concerts, right?
Don't pee. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then sign up, and then like someone else signed off on it. And so it's just a bunch of idiots made that building. And frankly, it should go. Shut it down.
I'm fine with that just because I think there's too many venues of that size in Boston now. But
it's got the room has potential. I mean, the sound actually kind of sucks compared to like the House of Blues.
Right.
But I would rather go to a show in a room like MGM than like a Ganis or Songus.
Oh yeah.
So it's got the potential.
But there's Roadrunner, there's MGM, there's House of Blues. They all sort of seem the same, right?
Roadrunner is the balls. And do you know what Roadrunner has? A ton of toilets. You can walk right in and walk right out. They have just probably a million
parking
toilets.
downstairs.
Downstairs.
There's a parking garage at Roadrunner.
There's many parking garages, and they're cheap.
Yeah.
Roadrunner is the balls.
Yeah. In other concert news, my other sister-in-law is going to see Blink-182 tonight.
Oh,
I would say that she's Blink-182 agnostic.
South Carolina or something like that.
In Charleston, South Carolina, yeah. So we'll see what the reviews are from my sister-in-law for Blink, but it's a really good set list for Blink this time. They're covering the Descendants.
They're doing
deep cuts. They're doing songs they've never really performed before.
They took One More Time off, which I approve. And
they took 2 songs off and didn't add any extras, which I thought was
right. You got to add it. They always play too short. I don't know. They play 90 minutes and out. It's just
because like they began this tour playing 24 songs, and now they removed 2 songs, and now they're at 22.
What did they cut other than one More Time? I forget.
I don't know. It was there's the song from like the Skiba era.
Bored to Death, which they said it was weird with Skiba in the building, which I approve as well. But throw in a couple old songs that people like. But I don't know. They manage the audience. You know, there's people there that might know 1 to 2 songs.
Oh, for sure.
And don't care if you play M&Ms or whatever. So I get it. I won't see them on this tour. It's in Guilford, which is quite far away.
And I've already said to you, it's also extremely expensive.
Very expensive. Also, speaking of terrible venues, hopefully they're not a sponsor of our podcast. That Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion also sucks. It's like, I've probably said this on the podcast before. You have Mansfield, which I've always hated because of the parking lot, but the actual venue is great. Like you're in an amphitheater.
Yeah.
The first few sections are awesome. You can like feel like you can touch the band.
Yeah.
New Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion has a stage and then just goes straight back. Like there's no, they're in
Right.
the woods. They could have done
Yeah.
whatever they want. And they just went straight back like a hallway. And then the lawn is behind that. And the sound isn't good. The view line, it's one of the dumber designs I've ever seen. So, and I've seen like we followed the Offspring tour
Yeah.
pretty closely.
Oh
They played,
yeah.
there's a ton of amphitheaters in the world. There's no hallways like Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion. It's awful.
I do also want to just give a shout out to my friend Ryan, who posted on his Instagram about another concert with poor ticket sales, and that is Hinder, a band that I don't care about. I probably couldn't name one of their songs,
Butt rock.
but they're playing in 2 weeks in Providence, and it's like, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 cap theater they're playing, and they've sold 22 tickets. That's rough. That's
They're
really rough.
so you know how Nickelback, I have a theory Nickelback paid Instagram to be ironically used for a while and then
Yeah.
spark a comeback. Like, oh, that's so funny, Nickelback. And then
Right.
it sounds like Nickelback's in town. We gotta go, bro. Or the
Yeah.
same thing with Creed. Like the same
Right.
thing. I think Hinder has been, I think they dipped their toes in that water. There's a
Mm.
song, diehard Hinder fans are pissed right now. I forget. But they have one song, that's like their top song that
Diehard
started
Hinder
creeping.
fans are pissed that they're diehard Hinder fans. Also,
It
though.
started creeping up on Instagram, but maybe it just didn't quite have the life that Creed or
I
Nickelback
mean,
did.
I looked at their Spotify. They've got like millions of monthly listeners,
You'd think
but
100 people would want. Well, was it expensive?
uh, tickets were like $50 to $80.
Well,
So
the amazing thing, because you send it to me, is
yeah,
the GA pit has little dots for
yeah.
each possible G. Like if usually it's just a box and you click it and you can buy tickets
You
and you
just have
don't know.
no idea how many have sold. Yeah.
This is like, oh, 7 people are going to be in GA. We should go. Like that's just a good like opportunity if you could be one of 7 people in the
One of
pit.
7 people. Well, I would hope that if they only sell 22 tickets, that they'll cancel this. But it is on September 18th, and
It's
um,
pretty soon. You can't really go to a smaller venue than that either. So that's kind of do or die. Do you have a bunch of hardcore friends and we could like rile them up and get them to Hinder and do like a hardcore pit in there, like some fist mashing and some
I
release
honestly
moves?
feel like the move here is to just like take over the show, if anything. Just be like, no, you're not playing anymore. They're like, this other band is playing. You know?
Can we play? Can we play the
Yeah.
patch chat theme?
Yes.
Some
We
some
we
live updates. Bill
we
Belichick's
probably
pissed about
draw more than
something.
22 people. Actually, probably not.
When we played the scam show at the Palladium, I'd say
Yeah.
we sold more than 22 tickets because you had to or else you couldn't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever play the scam show at the Palladium?
We almost did, but we were like, yeah, this is a scam. So then we didn't do it.
You had to sell so many to play downstairs, so we played
Yeah.
upstairs. We sold like 40 tickets.
Yeah, we were like, oh, no one's gonna do
And you
this.
think
We don't
about
feel like
it,
doing it.
those were $20 a pop. They got $800 from us. Is that what
Yeah.
40 times 20 is?
Yeah.
Math boy. And we were one of 50 bands to play that day, and bands were downstairs. You had to sell like 100. So great scam if you can do it.
I'm currently counting.
Are you counting the tickets?
I think there's still, oh, I think they might be up to 24, but there are currently 11 general admission tickets sold in the pit.
Uh-oh. I have bad news for you.
But,
Pick 6, TCU. It's going to
oh
be
man.
17-7 at halftime. Gio Lopez, South Alabama transfer. I know all about UNC. I'm a big UNC guy. Anyways, Doug, you wanted a short one, and we didn't do a short one. So
No.
there's our podcast.
23 tickets have
Okay.
sold.
Is it in Providence?
It's in Providence
I
at
kind of
the
want to go.
Uptown Theater.
I'm just curious. Could we do a live podcast open? We could bring in 23 people, I think, in
Yeah, I
Providence.
think we could probably bring in 23 people in Providence. Well, we'll see. We'll keep
Yeah.
you updated.
Well, it's week 1, like I said. So we're going to podcast again because it's the football season.
Yep. We'll talk about the Raiders game coming up. We'll do this on someone said, have you guys thought about doing this podcast a certain day, time at night, weekly, like Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, once the season starts? Understand need for emergency ones equals a bonus. It's so
Typically, we go Sunday night
typically we will go Sunday night
and then Thursday.
and then Thursday. I think it's not a bad idea to do it every Thursday night because I think people like watching these and listening to them like while they're watching football, watching a
And
non-Patriots game.
I like the way Thursday rolls into Friday of a football weekend
Right.
personally. So
Yeah.
if I like something, that must be how everyone else consumes media. So
So we'll do one podcast per week as quickly after the game as possible. And then I think we'll aim for Thursday night for the other pod. But
depending
and
on our work responsibilities.
so maybe we'll do this on Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, busy. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. We'll talk to you guys then. Goodbye.